our featured guest artist Honore will be at the Purple Experience on Saturday, April 29, 2023 at the Baldwin Park Performing Arts Center. Also, get ready for Mayfair 2023, Sunday, May 7, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Carson Civic Center.
When buying or selling your home, call Leo Bato. He has years of experience in real estate, showing honesty and integrity in every transaction. He's a person you can definitely trust. So book your appointment with Leo Bato today by giving him a call at 818-648-4837 or by visiting him on the web at www.leobato.realtor.
Rejuvenate your smile with Dr. Lourdes Capelong's comprehensive range of dental solutions. Along with general dentistry, Dr. Capelong specializes in cosmetic dentistry, including teeth whitening, bonding, dental veneers, and surgical crowns. Whether it's urgent care or preventive treatment, she'll take care of you and your smile. To schedule an appointment, call the clinic at area code 323-257-7582.
This episode is brought to you by ABBA E-Services.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Pacos Place, Honore. Honore. You don't go by Anthony, no?
No, who's that guy?
Ah, there you go. When your mom calls you, Anthony!
No, she goes, hey, boy, get over here. Clean up this mess. Take out the trash.
How have you been, man?
I've been great, brother. Thank
It's
you,
like
brother.
deja vu. The first time you were here, you're part of the bleachers. Right?
Yes. Literally.
So, you sing, you produce. Has it always been that way?
Yes, pretty much. Starting with writing and then a little bit of the singing, you know, and then producing.
When did you learn? When did you find out that you could make a career out of singing?
Like yesterday, kind of. No. I want to say a few years ago, professionally. You know, I've been doing this professionally. I want to say like 8 years now, you know, and meaning professionally, like getting paid for your work.
Right.
You know? Now, doing it for your Lolas in the living room, that's just a given.
Let's go back there. So how old? Go back to the time that you can remember performing for your Lola.
Oh yeah, 8 years old.
Put the mic closer.
Yeah, 8 years old. You know, shout out to my Lola.
Shout out. She's
And
still
my
around?
auntie. No, she's in heaven now.
Man.
Lola's in heaven. But all my ates and everybody they're still here.
Okay, so 8 years old, Honore, 8 years old. Tell me about that story because that's what sets you up to your future.
Yeah.
So they encouraged you.
Absolutely. Well,
What was it like?
What was like was what encouraged me was the music. Obviously, was great. You know.
What was the music then? Do you remember?
You know, the good 80s and 90s music. You know, like
What was your jam?
my jam. I like.
8 years old, huh? Let's go back.
You know, well, I mean, in my household, you know, I have my 5 older sisters.
Okay.
And so they always played older music, different things. And
So
those
you're the youngest?
yeah, I'm the youngest.
5 sisters?
Yeah.
Only boy?
Only boy.
Dude.
Yeah, so it was a little wild. You know?
Let's put that to the side. That's the meat and potatoes right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But, you know, playing the old school, like those Stevie Wonders, the Prince, the Michael Jacksons, the...
When Doves Cry, Purple Rain.
Yeah, all that stuff. So, you know, and then being racially mixed, you know, because I have...
What's your mix?
So, my dad is black and white, and my mom is Filipino.
Oh.
Yeah. So... 3.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, man. So it was a little wild coming up, you know.
Okay. You grew up where? Philippines or here?
No, here in Pasadena, Altadena area.
Ever since?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. So 6, huh? 6 of you.
Yeah.
What was it like just growing up? See, a while ago I was like, what was it like growing up discovering music? Now, with 5 sisters, what was it like growing up?
It was kind of normal, you know. I mean, I didn't really think about it. I always wanted a brother, but never happened, you know. And but my sisters, they were on me. They took care of me. My oldest sister, she's actually took care of me the most.
Okay, let's go one by one.
Yeah.
Okay, sister number 1.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the sisters
up,
of
big
Honore.
mama sis? Yeah.
Okay. So sister number 1, be authentic, be nice, huh?
Yes, yeah.
But be truthful.
Yeah.
How did she treat you?
She treated me like her son. You know, she actually raised me. So I call her my big mama sis.
Okay.
She took me under. She's the one who braided my hair. She got me ready for school. She really took care of me. She spanked me, whooped me enough, you know, like did her best. So she's the one.
Sister number two.
Sister number two, Shelly. She was my sister.
Like you could confide.
She was my favorite
God.
sister. Yeah. And then
Wait, so with Shelly, if she was your sister's sister, she was someone you could talk to about anything.
Absolutely.
Secrets.
Yeah. She was a sis. Yeah.
No judgment.
No judgments. You know, she did her best to just.
So Big Mama would whoop you.
Yeah.
Shelly would be, come here.
Let's talk about it. Come on, let me protect you. You know, like, oh my gosh.
Okay, sister number three, who is she?
Dorsey.
Okay, Dorsey.
She's a sweetie. She was just a sweet sister. I love her. You know, just like really nice, kind. You know, yeah.
Sister number four.
Janine.
What's the gap between? See, I wasn't asking about Big Mama and your age gap. No, but with Janine, what's the age gap?
Yeah, they're like, I want to say a few years, maybe 4 years apart, 3-4 years, depending.
Okay,
stacked.
So Janine and you, how's that relationship?
Oh, she's great. She was she's wonderful. She's wild. She was like a firecracker. Very different. Always going out with black boys and hanging out and stuff. So
Did she take you along?
No.
Okay.
A little bit, but not as much. Yeah.
All right. So you were always, you don't have to stay. This is not your crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, who's number five?
Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah, she's the baby sis, kind of like, you know. She was all sweet, and she got me in trouble a lot though.
So you guys hung out, you and Melissa.
Kinda, yeah. You know,
your age gap was close enough.
Close. You know, so you know, I love her. I love them all, man. You know, so they all play a different role in my life. Yeah.
So all of them were into music.
No, surprisingly, I mean, they were fans of music,
right?
But never really pursued music the way I did.
So what made you pursue music?
I believe in my heart, just wanting to be a part of something, wanting to be a part of, like, without knowing it, like writing, you know, it was hard for me to express myself. So through writing, I was able to like get my feelings out. You know?
Okay. So when you say part of something, expressing yourself, has this anything to do with identity?
Yeah. It always does.
Can we talk about that?
Absolutely.
Are you comfortable talking
Sure,
about that?
let's
JJ asked you what's off the table. So
hold up, let's roll.
Okay. So growing up, and I had Kev Luna here. He's a very good singer, mixed race. And I asked him the same question. I go, what was it like growing up? And he was like, all about identity. Yeah. To us who actually can't relate, educate us. And it's important because, have you been to the Philippines?
Yes.
You know how slurry Filipinos can be?
Yeah.
Like, to them, it's nothing. But of course, it's something to the individual being focused on, right? But what was it like finding your identity, coming to your own skin? I mean, what was it like?
You know, when I look back at it all, you know, just it took me 30 years to this point now to finally to be comfortable in my own skin, and just going through the trials of life and figuring out, you know, where do I associate with, you know, and how do I feel comfortable, you know, and then just finally, like I said, 30 plus years now, I'm finally feeling comfortable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's this? Who took over Jon Stewart? This guy from South Africa. Dang, can you let me, off the top of my head. He had a nice Netflix special, and he talked about being black.
Yeah.
He's mixed race, black and white. Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah. That's the homie. Yeah, he's awesome.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To the point that he actually, like when I was watching his special, he was educating everybody in the audience.
Yeah. I love it.
So now, growing up, right? Father's side, mixed. Mom, Filipino. Where did you associate yourself with? Was it more Filipino? Was it more on your dad's side?
More on the dad side, because you know we stayed out here.
Yeah.
We only went to like my cousins, the Filipino side, like on the holidays. It's a typical, and going over there, it's like, wow, it's like Disneyland. 'Cause we didn't really have much money, very, very humble beginnings. My dad always made sure we had food on the table, and somehow he was like a hustler. So I don't know where he got his money, because he never really worked. He wasn't like, well, my dad is he's a doctor and my mom is a nurse. None of that. It was just, but he did what he could.
Right.
He was a very artistic guy. I loved him, and I wanted to be like him to a point. But then around, 8 years old, 9, you start to kind of like get your independence. I wanted to skateboard. I didn't want to be like my dad. I started to kind of disassociate, He was more of like a worker, like, let's go change the oil in the car. I'm like, no, I don't want to get my hands dirty. I guess I was more of a pretty boy.
Yeah.
And then exploring the art of music.
Was he okay with you exploring the arts?
I guess when he talked to his friends, eventually when I started to do like little shows. And,
No. Let's go back to 8, 9. Remember?
No, not really. He never took me out on like auditions and music stuff. I wish he could have. There was a couple things, and it was.
I wish he could have.
Yeah.
There's an impact, right?
Absolutely.
Like, speak to the dads.
Yeah, I feel like if you have kids, I don't know yet, but
you were a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
And knowing like your dependence on your parents to guide you, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen for me.
Could it be maybe you were baby number 6? Like they were like tired already, kind of.
Maybe, but then being the only boy, it sets you apart for sure. So I felt like, because when people, they hear about my story, like, oh, you were spoiled. I was like, no, I was not spoiled. I got all of my sister's hand-me-down clothes. I had to wear those pink polos and all that stuff before Kanye did.
Cute.
So I wore that. But just coming up at that vital age, like, are you going to take me to piano lessons? Are you going to, none of that.
Oh.
And then I was so ashamed, maybe not ashamed, but just like very quiet. And I felt like
more introvertish about
very introvertish, and I wanted him to like take me under and say, hey, what do you like to do? And
that simple question, right? That reaching out question from a father to a son. What would you like to do, or what would you like to be?
Yeah,
opens up a lot. You never got that.
No, versus what he thought he wanted me to be. So it was a little.
So there was a push pull.
It seems like it, but as a kid, you don't know what that means.
Yeah.
You're just like going through life. Like, all right, okay, dad, okay, mom, sisters. So I think when I started to explore music, or before music, just writing, because that's when I started to feel.
Expressing, right? When did that come out? The expression part, writing, probably journaling or poems.
Yeah,
when did that come out? How old were you?
I was kind of like a little player in school. I thought I was like a little girl. The girls,
Let's talk about that part, because being exposed to 6 women in the house.
True.
Did it make you more comfortable just approaching women and talking to them?
Not necessarily.
Remember, I'm taking this from mixed race, finding identity.
Yeah.
Took it 30 years to be comfortable in your own skin. So growing up, there's that certain insecurity, being introverted. However, with the women, you were able to fit yourself into the playa.
Yeah.
How?
It opened my eyes to be more sensitive to women. I was like, and you like what you like. So I was like, wow, these girls are cute, and they thought I was kind of cute, so, and that's when the heart started to open up a little bit more. And I was like, yo, like these feelings, I got to write them down. Couldn't talk about it verbally. So I was the guy in school that would write a note, slide it to you, and hope like, hey, are you gonna like me or not, So I was that dude versus like the cool.
Hey.
I wasn't that guy. I was the quiet.
You were sly.
Yeah, I was a sly, cute, quiet guy. Yeah.
Scrawny.
Very. Yeah. So,
high pitched.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Honore. What's up? You want to go out? So, but within that, the writing of the poems.
Right.
It helped me a lot to understand that transcended into poems to lyrics, and that was my pathway towards music.
But then again, when did you pick up an instrument? Did you just start creating beats, or what happened?
I didn't pick up any instruments at that time. It was just more writing. And then just going along, and then eventually, as I got into 15 or so.
Okay, so before the age of 15, how did, like in school, did you expose yourself to band music, to the arts? How did you expose yourself?
Yeah, a couple of choir classes.
You did that?
Yeah.
What'd your parents say when you did that?
They were just like, oh, it's cool. But it was not like we're going to go to his house, his performance that night. None of that. It was just weird.
So you were pretty much independent.
Yeah. Independent artist to the 5th degree, bro. Yeah. So.
Was it hard?
Thinking about it like that, now it's hard to think like, dang, I wish. It's like kind of that song, I Wish, from Stevie Wonder. I wish they could have been there. But what can you do? You got to keep moving. Do the best you can.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Do you dance too?
Oh, yeah.
Whom did you get that from? Mom or dad?
Probably my dad for sure. Mom can't. She's got 4 left feet, bro. But God bless her. I love her. Hey, mommy. I love you, mommy.
Okay, so you danced. You started singing. Did you know you can sing? Like you said, 8 years old, you would perform in front of Lola and the rest of the relatives. But when did you really realize that, you know what, I could do this? How old were you when that happened?
Ooh, I want to say around 16, I guess.
Okay, so you were writing before 16.
Yeah.
So prior to that, you were just singing a cappella, thinking,
Yeah.
oh, this could be the right melody for this.
True.
Okay.
Yeah. Not knowing, but just singing along with whatever was on the radio or, in the household.
And
but
it came naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it took some time to kind of develop, But, but once again, no one really said, hey, we're going to get you in singing lessons.
Right.
We're going to get you piano lessons.
None.
I feel like, if I was that kid, who knows where I could have been now. But this is my journey, and here I am. So,
the reason why I'm peeling it like an onion is because a lot of kids have excuses.
yeah.
I'm not hearing any excuse from you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really going. That's why I'm really
let's roll.
drilling down.
Yeah.
Because all these challenges, all these obstacles would have, some kid would have just said, what, F this.
Yeah. I'm going to do something else, or I'm going to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you pursue this in spite of?
I believe God. I believe wanting to be a part of something bigger than myself, and not knowing it until like recently. Like all this stuff really recently happened. Like it came to fruition, I guess, as I'm a little bit older now. Mature, right? And just grateful for the experience, bro. And not taking anything for granted. And like you said, not making excuses. Because I didn't have this, but what did I do for those times?
Right. What did you do?
I kept moving forward.
Let's throw in challenges, because this is very educational for those watching instead of doing.
True.
I mean, we're appreciating them watching, right? But,
Yeah.
but hopefully after this episode they'd start doing.
True.
So, I mean, a lot of wish lists for dad, a lot probably wish lists for mom, but did not happen.
Yeah.
But you moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's talk about writing poems.
Mm-hmm.
After writing a poem, who would be your sounding board? Like in my case, when my mom was around, I could easily go down and say, Mom, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would you do that to?
Oh, I would do that to God. I wouldn't really expose it to people. Yeah. I wouldn't be like, hey guys, listen to this.
Right.
No, I was like kind of nervous. A little embarrassed.
This is you, your introvert self coming
True that.
amplified.
Yes.
So none? Everything that you did, you just kept it in a journal?
I kept it in a journal, or to that girl that I liked. She may have done it, but that's about it. Yeah.
All right. So now high school. After high school, what'd you do?
After high school, that's when things start to kind of like, what are you going to do?
Who said that? You or your dad?
Both.
What'd you say? It was an opportunity.
I want to do music, Dad.
That's what you said.
Yeah. I wanted to do it.
And at that point, what did he say?
He was like, well, how are you going to make a living? I'm like,
is he strict? Your dad?
No, he wasn't strict at all. He was just more of like, just a straight up type of dad, and
one word answer? No.
Yeah, in a sense. And he was like, look, just be careful out there.
Nice.
That was his way of saying it. I love you.
Nice.
See, when you're younger, when you have like, in my case, I have like friends. being mixed, I have my white friends because I'm like, cool, I'm part with white. Let me hang out with them. Let me go skateboard. Black fans, let's go hang out and do whatever. And Filipino, and you get to see the differences of their cultures, of how they associate with themselves. And you're like, man, I wish I could have that. What happened?
So why didn't you pursue what they had? Because you had those privileges anyway.
This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok.
You know, the division in families. When you're mixed, sometimes it's just weird.
Can you elaborate that? I go.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, is the culture differences, the way we rate, the way we eat, the way we deal with discipline and education and opportunities. We didn't have a lot of opportunities in the black side. We just didn't, you know, versus maybe on the Filipino side, you're already encultured because you have money already. You have opportunity. Not to say that on the black side you didn't. You just have to make it. You have to create opportunities.
How about who's white? Your grandfather or your grandmother?
My grandmother.
Grandmother.
Yeah. So
was she around when you were growing up?
Yeah, you know, to the point where you see like this. My grandma, she's like a white lady, and then you see my uncle. He's like very dark, and then you see this Filipino dude. What the heck? He's eating lumpia over here, and this guy eating chicken. It's like, it was very interesting. Everybody's like, yeah, you're going to be like the next Michael Jackson. I'm like, no, I don't know what. You know, you're going to be Prince. I'm like, no, I'm not.
That was your Filipino relatives going.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the next one. It's like, you know.
He's going to be the next one.
So, you know. And
you dance your Michael Jackson.
Exactly. So what motivated me when those dollar bills start flowing on the floor, you know, I said, yeah, make it rain, Lola. You know, so.
How about your paternal grandmother? Was she cool with you? I mean,
yeah, Lola was great. My paternal, all of them, they were great. Very loving, very strict, and I wish they were around to see me now. You know, it's like, yeah, I know they're watching me from heaven.
Amen.
But man, if they were here now, I would feel like they would give me a bigger hug, you know, and say, you know what, you stayed at it, you know, and not to say. I gave up. I may have taken breaks along the way because, you know, you got to figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to high school, going to college. So dad goes, so what are you going to do now?
Yeah.
So what you say? Music.
Yeah.
And then what?
He's like, well, how are you going to pay your bills? And I said, well, I work 3 or 4 jobs.
No excuses.
No excuses. 16, 17, you know, that's around the time, or 18, that's when you get your car. The parents. That's when you're like, you know, everybody's all excited. You come home and there's a big bow of a Toyota outside in the parking lot. That never happened. No.
You wished it happened.
Yeah. So what I did was I worked 3 jobs that summer. I worked.
Never happened. Let's let that sink in, right? Because a while ago you said you're grateful. Yeah. You have a grateful heart.
Yes.
Yet having a grateful heart does not stop us from aspiring, right? You aspired to have that. You wished you had that, right? But never did. Mm-hmm. But when it never came, were you disgruntled?
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Did you throw a fit?
No, because that does nothing.
Were you still the quiet Honore at that point?
Yeah, I was still kind of quiet. You know, and I just made it happen, dude. I was like a ninja. Like, okay, if I'm not...
I don't want to hear it happen. I don't want to hear the happening yet. I want to bask in the emotion first because I want them to feel your emotion at this point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, right now, this generation, dude, feeling entitled.
Very entitled, right? With a capital E.
E.
Yeah.
So let's go back to you. The only son.
True.
Coming of age. His moment to shine, right? No pimp my ride is going to happen. So when did you accept the fact that it was not going to happen? Did they say it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, it was just like, you know.
Did you ask for it?
I did. You know, because I seen my friends, their dads bought them the cars. And I was like, Dad, what's up? He was like, well, here you go. Here's a stereo. I was like, what? A radio? What in the world? You know? And I was grateful for it, but I'm like, okay, you get Radio Plus, and I'm looking around. I went to the back of the house. I just knew, but it didn't happen.
You were hoping, right?
Absolutely.
Is this a trick?
It didn't even have to be a new car.
Like you were going, are you messing with me?
Yeah, it's just like the pre-present, the pre, and but you know, my dad, he did what he could, you know, and I was like, all right, I got to get to work.
Oh,
yeah. And
Did
then,
you
yeah.
say it's okay that? It's okay that? Did you say that? No.
No, I didn't say that. In my heart, I did, you know, and I was like, you know what? My friends got a whip. My other friends got whips. They're all looking cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the passenger. Be in the passenger
Right.
side with the best friends, right?
Right,
I don't want to be that dude. I got to get my own. So I worked 3 jobs that whole summer, busted my butt to save up just $2,000, and I bought me this old car, but it was my car.
What was it?
It was a Mazda, like a Mazda sports car, Mazda RX-7, old school, dude. It was like an 80s car. Like when I rolled up, it was like shaking, and I slammed the door.
But it was yours.
It was mine, all mine, bro. My sisters were sick. They were like, "Yo, you got that?" I'm like, "Yes, I did. I worked my butt off."
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel like this is gonna be,
That's significant, by the way.
yeah. This is gonna be the first step of the rest of my life, because not to say I can't rely on my parents, but I can only rely on myself.
And your parents at this point were getting older.
Yeah.
Because you're the youngest.
True.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
So
start with the car, with the Mazda.
yeah, and then it was like, I got to get out of this house.
Mindset. When you
Yeah.
got the car, 3 jobs.
Yep.
I mean, the car was validation that, you know what, hard work pays off.
True that. Yeah.
How did it shift your mind?
At that time, I didn't fully understand, but I just started to rely more and more on myself versus asking for anything.
You were still an introvert at this point.
Introverted and then / independent. And that's when it really became to play. Like, if I'm not making it happen, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to wait for nobody to make it happen. I can only do me.
Are you familiar with the Myers-Briggs? Are you a Sigma kind of guy? You're not Alpha.
No.
He's more, you're more, you research that you're
Oh.
more Sigma.
Sigma. Okay.
Wherein you're independent, you're
Yes.
introverted, you don't care, you can do things by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's your issue. This is mine.
Yeah. I guess, but yeah. And from then, just kept going.
Okay. Let's talk about the kept going part. Disappointments, because that wasn't the only disappointment you had in life. I'm pretty sure you had some. What were some of the major disappointments?
With like family or
Yeah,
just-
family.
Ooh,
Family first.
family first. I would just say, just supporting certain events and different things. Because then I started to I want to do music. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I really enjoy it. It makes me feel wanted. It makes me feel good.
So now you're in college, 3 jobs,
Yeah.
$2,000 car.
Yeah.
You answered Dad's first question, how are you going to support yourself? Did you pursue music in college?
Yeah. I was in.
Or you were going to say, no, I ended up doing engineering.
No, I mean I worked regular jobs.
Who paid for college though?
I did.
You did.
Yeah. And I'm debt free. Yeah.
God bless you, brother.
I went to, I was out here in Pasadena. I went to Pasadena City College for a few months. And
Yes.
then I have family in Houston. So I went to U of H
Okay.
and finished college there. Got my degree
In?
in business and music. So just trying to figure it out. Still, I wasn't sure. But I'm like, I want to have a good business. I'm not sure what. At least let me get the knowledge of what I could do and some of the... And music I took some music, some voice lesson classes too, and some
Electives.
Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not the best singer. Let's get you back into a basic class." I was like, I took an intermediate, and they were like, "Yeah, it was bad." So,
Okay. So now, what was the turning point for you to leave the house?
turning point was when I got into a big fiasco with mommy. It was very.
Was mommy typically the typical Filipino, the stereotype that you do this?
Yeah, you do the, and she had she had my chores on the wall,
Right,
dude.
yeah.
And I was like, I came home, I was skateboarding, and I was like, and my mom, my biological mom, my Filipino mom, she never took care of me. My big mama sis, my oldest sis, she was mama.
Yes.
So she had left, got married. She moved to Houston. So I'm here in the house. I come home and had my chores, clean up this, and it was on the kitchen. And I took the paper down, and my mom went ballistic, bro. And she got mad at me, and at that time, I just couldn't take it, all of the hurt.
Of course.
And I just called her a B.
Oh, Lord.
And I don't curse anymore, but at that time I thought I was like a, crazy guy. And I was like, I'm tired of you doing all this stuff to me. And I called her a B and I slammed the door, dude.
Pent up. So it's really not good to not share, right? Because they all pile up, right?
Yep. So then my dad came home. He was like, "Yeah, I think we may need you to get to your sister's house or try to figure it out."
So is that what you moved to Big Mama's house?
Yeah, I went to Houston, and that's when I would go back and forth every summer. But then I really tried to stay there, and then eventually getting my own apartment.
So from Houston, you got your own apartment.
Yeah.
Back here in LA or in Houston?
LA.
Big jump, huh?
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Okay, so what was your job as an independent? Like now you have your own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do a day job? What'd you do?
Yeah, man, I did everything. I was hustling. I was Chuck E. Cheese. I was that dude with the suit, slanging tokens. I was doing all that kind of stuff. I worked security jobs. I did
a guy with a diploma.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff. And then I worked in the office corporate a little bit. I hated that. I did anything I could, to kind of like pursue my dreams,
So what was the degree for?
Degree, I was in business.
Why even pursue that if you weren't going to do that right away? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think because of the parents, like, at least get something in business,
Okay.
It was one of those things that kind of stuck with me.
Like, this is for you. Now let me do me.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I did that, but it helped. All that helped, because it gave me the tools to run certain things and learn principles and
very important, right?
Yeah, because we want to be entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, working the 9 to 5, hustling, providing for yourself, still with the Mazda?
No, I leveled up, bro. Yeah, I leveled up, and I got me a Beamer, dude.
Beamer.
Yeah, people thought I was a drug dealer and stuff, but I was like, yo, I got to have it. So it was nice. It wasn't the brand new one, but it was mine's again.
What was it?
Yeah, it was a 3 Series. And and then I had a Mustang too. I was rolling, bro. Like people thought, like, yo, he must be doing something. But I'm very illegal. Like I'm so clean, bro. I don't do none of that stuff.
And you were single.
Yeah.
You still are?
Single? Yeah.
Up to now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were taking care of yourself, doing everything, keeping your nose clean.
Yeah.
Everything on the table.
Yeah.
What made you go, you know what? Time to be an entrepreneur. When did you say that? When did you know it was time?
I knew it was time when I want to say when I came back from the Philippines, was it 2008?
How long were you in the Philippines, though?
I was only there for a few weeks.
Okay, you were there, but it opened your eyes to something.
It did.
What was the epiphany about?
It's like, yo, I want to live good. I think when you travel, I know when you travel.
Preach it out, because I'm the same thing.
It opens your eyes, bro. Like,
it's true, right?
Man, I'm telling you, like some of my friends never left the city blocks. They didn't even probably know what a passport was. But when I got my passport, and thank God to music, it really helped me. Like when people want to pay me to travel across somewhere and I get to see stuff, there's so many benefits within that, and especially with the Philippines, because I was able to see, like, this is part of my culture. I may not fully understand it. I don't know Tagalog. I know a few words, but this is part of me, and no one can take that away from me.
Right.
And it's up to me to immerse myself as much as I can.
Yes.
So it helped. So when I seen that, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. When I went to Bermuda, when I went to different India, I was like, yo, this world is huge, bro. And I love it all. So
You know what? I agree with you, because when I was younger, I was like, I had friends who would travel, and I was like telling them, dude, I'd rather buy a car than travel, because at least I can see the tangible.
Yeah.
But after traveling, you've wasted your money, and that's gone. And they said, Paco, you're wrong, because when you travel, it's like an education in 3D.
It deepens the colors in your mind of the world.
Yeah.
We read it, we Google it, but man, it's nothing better to go to Africa and see a really pet a bear or something like that. Or an elephant. Like, yo, $1 million.
I ain't petting a bear.
Hello, kitty cat.
Is that my hand?
You come back with a nub, like, no finger. Like, what's up?
So it opened your eyes. And then
Yeah,
when you
man.
came back,
I came back, I was like, man, I want to do this more. I really want to explore music more and do it really professionally.
and do it really professionally. Aspiration is okay. Running it in your head is okay, but it's nothing compared to actually committing to it and doing it, right? Was there did your nerves get to you, like, am I really gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? What was the transition like? You had a job, you have commitments, you have bills,
Yes.
and then what made you shift? Did you do this full time or did you blend everything in?
Blend it, because those bills is coming in no matter what.
Okay.
So, I was actually working for South Pasadena Unified, working with kids.
Yeah.
And I love kids, man. Kids are the greatest. They're cool. I speak
Are you
their
are you
language.
sprinkling breadcrumbs on their thoughts so that they can grow up into fine young people?
I do my best
Good.
because they look up to you, and I believe in role models.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, that's the responsibility of the parents. Yes, to a degree, but if you're in the public eye,
Yeah.
I feel like there should be some accountability of what you say.
Amen.
And for me, I can only be responsible for my brand. So Honore is associated with positivity. Honore is associated
Amen.
with like good music. It's sexy vibes.
Good.
Yeah, of course. I like the ladies.
Yeah.
But it's clean. It's like it's done tastefully, right?
Yes.
And the kids, man, like, cause I have 5 sisters. They all got kids. So
Yes.
I've been around kids all my life, bro. Being the babysitter, being
Yes.
the cool uncle. Sometimes being in the delivery room, seeing them like, yo, I don't want to see my sister like that, man. I ain't trying to. They're like, are you the dad? I'm like, no, I'm the brother. So
Okay. So doing that with a school district and then transitioning into entrepreneurship, was it easy? Was it difficult? Was it scary? What was it?
yeah, it was all that. It was because of taking a chance on your dreams, bro. Like,
Taking a chance on your dream.
yeah, because we're comfortable with the paychecks coming in every 2 weeks.
Preach that, huh? Because a
Yeah.
lot of people are at the crossroad.
Yeah, and especially with me, because I didn't have anything to back up on. My dad had passed years ago. I take care of my mom since my dad had passed. And this is the reason when I came back from the Philippines, when I seen like this is what I wanted to do, dad had passed and I had to deal with that. So that's why my career kind of stopped for the Philippines, and a lot of the Filipinos, not a lot, but the people that remember me, like, what happened to you, bro?
Yeah.
And now I'm finally at a comfortable place to talk about my story, to share.
Yeah.
There's some value with it.
Of course.
And but yeah, just being able to break away from the corporate sector, to say, look, I'm going to invest everything I have. I may only have $500 in the bank, but I'm going to utilize this to make it work.
So you're investing in yourself.
Yeah, invested in myself, and the money that I did make on the road, I got the little keyboards, I got the little interfaces. Once I learned that, I traded it in, got the bigger ones, to be able to get to a point where I have a full-fledged studio to help not just myself, but to help others.
Amen. How does it feel now?
It feels great. Once again, like I said, it took me 30 years to figure this out.
So finally, it's happening.
Yeah.
And now here in LA, you're plugged into the Filipino community.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It really happened during COVID. Well, let me go back. When I
Yes.
went to the Philippines, and I was at the Araneta, I was little me, bro, singing my songs at the Araneta with Pussycat Dolls, Nicole. Woo. Fine, bro.
Spell her last name. Spell it. Spell it.
SCH fine. Nicole, the rest of the girls.
Yeah.
Man, it was great. And I want to send a shout out to Riza.
Do
Riza
that,
Pasqua.
Pasqua. One of the best.
She's the one who started it all for me. You have to give the people the props. And if it wasn't
She's
for her,
the best. So shout out to you, Riza.
yeah. So if it wasn't for Riza, I would have never been exposed to any of this. I would have just been like the mixed kid in America. So I thank God for her. She opened the doors for me.
How'd you meet her?
I met her through what's the guy's name? He had a big event at Magic Mountain with Jasmine Trias.
Yeah.
And we're all young, dude.
Dude, when was this? 2005?
This back in the day. Bro.
2005.
Yeah. So we're like 17, 18.
Yeah, because she was handling Jasmine Trias at the time.
Yeah. So Jazz, I met Jazz, and Riza's like, yo, let me see what we can do with you, bro. And I had a song, Let's Stay Together, remake from Al Green. and it blew up over there, bro. And it was enough for them to be interested in me. So I went over there, and Riza says, "Let's go. I'm gonna see what we can do," you know. And they embraced me, bro. It was kind of crazy, culture shock, because I didn't know what to say, how to act.
Right.
You know, I was acting too black, too American. You know, not Filipino enough. But I'm very grateful for her, you know, and I haven't seen her in a while, you know, a few years.
She's actually in charge of what? Live Nation for the Asia Pacific.
Yeah. So call me up, Riza. No.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to give it up to her. But then now. I want to give it up to Ate McDiaz.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Dr. Lourdes Capulong.
Because during COVID times, she was the one who was really working with a lot of Phil Am artists. And somehow she reached out to me on Facebook and says, "Hey, Honore, you want to be a part of this?" And I thought about it, like, because I was kind of salty towards the Philippines. I was like, they didn't embrace me the way I should. You know, I was kind of feeling really bad about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think they accepted me, even though it was cool.
Right.
And I was like, let me give it another shot, you know.
Good.
I'm mature now. Oh, I'm trying to be, you know. And I have something more to say versus just trying to be the cool, sexy guy. Like so many of those. But what else do you got? You know, you got abs? Okay, cool. We got abs. What else do you have? You know, do you have something else in between here?
Yes.
Do you have something sustainable within your music and your brand, you know? And I think that's...
I mean, these are good questions.
Absolutely.
And I hope you guys really rewind and write those questions down because...
Yeah, because, you know, the prettiness and all the filters...
Fades away, man.
Please, man. It's like, I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's necessary to a degree. But for me, I can only speak for myself. Like, if I'm going to jump back into this game, especially in the Filipino market, what's going to make me different? You know, I'm already going to be different, but more. We want more.
Yeah.
You know, and now I feel like more comfortable to talk about the story besides the music. There's a story. Like,
there is.
Did you go to jail? Like, we haven't seen you in years, bro. I was like, nah, man, I'm not trying to go to jail for nobody, you know? But this is the reason. Dealing with my dad and then dealing with my sister Shelly. She passed too. So that's two people that you love the most that you got to deal with, bro.
Shelly's number 2.
Yeah, man. So I had to like figure out what am I going to do now, you know? And through it all, and COVID and all that stuff, I just stayed. I persevered. I created a new album. And now I'm back with the Philippines, you know, and just like, I want to share my story because I feel like they should know about me.
How'd you deal? Where were you when your dad died?
I was here. I was actually, no, when I found out the news, I was on my way to the airport. I was about to board the plane.
Texas.
Yeah.
To LA.
Yeah, my sister called me and she goes, "Dad just passed." You know, and I was about to board the plane to go see him.
Was he sick?
Yeah. Yeah, he was sick. He smoked. And, you know, his health deteriorated.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, man, Pop, you know, I didn't get a chance to say.
It probably deteriorated when you left for Texas anyway.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, you know, so it's crazy.
Only boy?
Yeah.
So is it? Let's hypothetical, huh? Could it be you and your dad have the same traits?
Probably.
Think about it,
Yeah.
huh? Like he had a lot to say, probably. Couldn't say it. Just like you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing a Mick Diaz on you, don't worry about it.
It's all good.
You're like
bring it.
You're like, I'm not gonna cry.
No, bring it. It's cool.
No, but I'm just thinking, right? Because he's, I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Could be, no?
Could be. Yeah. You know, he's in me. I represent him. You know?
So on the way home, who gave you the news? Shelly.
Yeah. No, Danielle. My big mama says she called me right before I boarded the plane, bro. So it's like, what do you do? I'm on the plane. I didn't cry because I'm by myself again.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm always by myself, bro. Like, it's weird, bro. But I got on the plane because I was going to go see him. But I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, you know? So I got on the plane. As soon as I touched down, I had to go into business mode. Funeral arrangements,
right?
Doing all this weird stuff that I never had to deal with.
Being the man now, right?
True that, yeah. And then my mom was there.
Biological, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, Mom, when we go back home, you're coming back with me. I'm going to take care of you. The mom that never took care of me, my Filipino mom. Yeah, the one. And we have a great relationship now.
But guess what? Yeah. Your dad took care of your biological mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I was grateful to have them both.
And now you have your dad in you.
True that.
And now your dad's legacy is alive and well.
Honore.
Yeah. Taking care of your. I mean, dude, such blessings, no? Such, I mean, the turn of events.
Yeah.
So now that you're comfortable in your own skin, now that you have closure in some parts of your life, how about the rest? Are you okay leaving them open-ended?
You know, life happens. It's all a matter of how you deal with it. I've dealt with it the best way I could, and I'm still here. You know, I'm still standing like Elton John, bro. You know, and now in a more mature, respectful, but confident and strong way, it's like now I have something more to say. All the more the reason why I'm like, okay, Filipino community, you may not have known about me, but I want you to know about me now. You know, I'm going to do my part to know about my culture, to work with artists, and not just be like, look about me, but I feel like, look, we got Bruno Mars hitting. He's been hitting for years. We have her.
Jokoy,
but mixed people. I'm saying more mixed.
More mixed.
Her
is mixed.
The girl.
Yeah, loved her guitar. I mean,
Black and Filipino. So like, you got these people, they should know about me too. You know, I didn't get the chance at that time.
Jokoy's mixed, huh?
Yeah, I love that guy. But I didn't get the chance because I had to deal with that. I had to deal with different things. So I felt like I missed that wave. Because imagine if I would have stuck with it and I stayed in the Philippines and built who I could have been like JR and Chris Lawrence, all these guys that I grew up with and I did shows with. And I missed that wave. Instead of being salty about it, it's like, okay, it wasn't my time then. It's a possibility it could be my time now. Let me do something about it. Once again, like I knew my dad wasn't going to get me the car. Let me do something about it. All I can do is do my best. And that's why being on your platform, sir, all these platforms, the real people.
Let me do something about it.
Yes, sir.
That's a good slogan.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I have something to say. Besides like, hey, I'm cute, guys. Look at me. Forget that. Listen to my music. Of course, I feel it's great. I feel it's dope. But then there's a story behind it too.
Let's talk about your music.
Yeah.
So, we were texting and you were asking me if I listened to your music. Said no. Only because I hate listening to music without context.
Gotcha. There's a method to your madness.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Like now I know you.
Yeah.
No, I know of you. And I'm listening to the backstories. It opens up the reticular to make you focus more on the music and really immerse yourself in the music. That's why.
I dig it. I love it.
So tell me about it. Like when you started producing, was it scary?
No. It was fun. It was love. It was purple.
That's your color.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me the process of how you made purple. What was your mindset? What was your mindset and state of mind? Two different things, and your emotional state as well.
Oh man, it was a movie written in real time. It was life.
Explain. And you know what? Me and the rest of the people watching, we're all probably gonna go to Spotify after this and listen to it, right?
But yeah, man, Pac, I'm so proud of this project because it was birthed out of love. It was birthed out of the pain. And it was also, and the resolution of it. So
the resolution.
Yeah, man, it was great because.
So there's an arc.
It is. It's an arc, and then there's a golden ending. There's something at the end that's like, you know, it's gonna be okay. So purple obviously is the color. For me, I love purples, and it's the color of love. It's the color of Prince. Prince is my favorite artist of all time.
Not Michael Jackson?
No. Michael Jackson's like, he's great. He's the king of pop, but nobody, for me, in my opinion, is the greatest artist of all time that can do everything is Prince, for me.
Yeah.
So it was my ode to Prince because he was like my brother. He was the guy that I looked up to. And I'm like, yeah, I want to play everything. I want to write everything. I want to have all these fine ladies. I want to have a cool motorcycle. Yeah. I didn't have the high heel boots or anything, but he just inspired me so much. So it was like an ode to him. But when I create, you know, there's chords, there's different things. I don't see that. I see colors. So when I'm working on something, I just don't think about it like that. It's just my approach to it. And I just create. And it's a gift from God. And somehow I wanted to like create a full album, fully produced and written by myself. So Purple came pre-COVID. I was in this amazing relationship. I was actually This is the first time I'm actually going to say this. I was engaged, bro.
Dude.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I was engaged and I was going to do the grown-up thing. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you go to school, you get the degree, and then you meet the one, and then get married.
Thing, yeah.
Man, yeah, I met the love.
Don't shortcut this story, huh? You started it.
So it was like, the fans were like, people were like, what's going on here? But yeah, I met this wonderful woman, and man, it's like when it's just certain cars that pass you by in life, you're like, yo.
Yeah.
And your heart just takes 5 leaps out of your body.
Yes, it
That's
happened.
how it was.
Yeah.
So we got together and loved very deeply. I loved this woman deeply.
Did you live together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, after we got serious, and dude, I there's something within a man, like when he says, "Look, I only want to be with her for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be with her. I'm gonna go to the mall, to the grocery store with her, and I'm okay with that."
You're old. Yeah.
And when I got to that point, when every answer was yes, that's when I said, you know what? I think I want to marry this girl. You know. And I find myself looking at little rings and different things. I'm like, dang, that's a lot of money. Like, okay, let me do the calculations.
See, look at you. That's a lot of money. Let me do the calculations. You were not like, that's a lot of money. Okay, maybe later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That mindset that you have, that character trait that you have, you're always looking for solutions to.
Yeah,
okay, go. And then?
And I felt like all the crap that I've been through in life, you know, the ups and downs, I felt like she was the reward. You know? It's like, okay, God's like, okay, we got you, son. You're going to be okay. You're in good hands with this one. Long story short.
No. What do you mean long story short?
So. Oh my, this is like public. This is the first time we actually, but in a
privileged.
Yeah,
Okay.
in a respectful manner, she was a wonderful woman. I loved her so much, bro. Like
good memories, a lot of good memories.
Yes. With every pore and inch of your body.
And your friends and your families, they were rooting for you guys. Oh.
And we had an engagement party. We did everything. We got the venue at the Malibu. Everything was set up.
This was pre-COVID?
Yeah. Yeah, 2020, yeah.
17?
Yeah, no, 2020, we were supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, that was when we were going to get married, you know. And come to find out, I was so in love with this woman. There was certain situations with addiction and drinking addictions.
You had that, she had that.
She had that. Yeah. And I didn't know how to deal with it.
And
okay. I didn't know how to deal with it because I don't drink or smoke.
Yes.
I'm pretty much the cleanest guy you would kind of meet, but no judgments or anything. I just didn't know. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I didn't know how to support her the best way she needed to.
And you were loving her unconditionally, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah. And I became like codependent on the situation.
Because sometimes if you love someone unconditionally, you tend to be an enabler to the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it just snowballed into more and more occurrences of her in these situations that are so detrimental.
So what happened? The introverted Honore came back and you just kept your mouth shut. Until you couldn't take it anymore.
Until I couldn't take it anymore, and then you plead, you beg, and not so much for her safety.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I unfortunately I found her in multiple situations where it was very, you know, you see somebody passed out in their car, or like I'm doing shows. I'm at work. When I'm on stage, it's work. It's fun work.
Yes.
But then I'm like seeing her out in the crowd, and I'm like counting how many drinks she has. Like I became a whole different person.
Yeah.
And I was like disintegrating, like just in my heart, and I couldn't take it. I was like, I can't believe this is happening to the person that I want to be with. I really truly wanted to be.
So you were in conflict with yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I not? Because I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but happened to me. It happened to me, but for some reason, this person broke up with me. But I was like, but then again, when I was there, it was like I was finding reasons to turn a blind eye on the addiction.
Yeah.
Because I love the person, right? But then again, the logical side of me is like, dude, jump, get out of that situation. And I'm torn between myself. How about you? Were you?
I was the opposite. I turned to it. I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to fix it.
Right.
And not knowing at the time that you can't fix it. You can't fix addiction. That's up to that person.
Yeah.
And I really didn't understand. I have a lot of family members who have addictions, and all the more the reason it showed me what not to do.
Right.
So I utilize those tools, utilize those experiences as a tool for like, look, I'm definitely not going to do that. It may look cool to people, but I'm not doing that. And I feel like a rare unicorn because you don't really find maybe guys, I guess, or just like, I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Good for you.
I don't curse.
Good.
And it comes off, sometimes people think, oh, he thinks he's all that. It's like, no, it's just not for me. But when you about to marry somebody that has that, and I try to control it, bro, like I did my best to, you know, like I'm going to surround her with good friends. She's going to come move down here.
So more situational,
Yeah.
right? Change the environment kind of thing.
And thinking that would change the situation. But I didn't know that she had her own situations to deal with. And maybe that's the reason why she turned. So we went downhill real fast, bro. And up into the point where it's like we stopped. I couldn't
Remember,
handle.
you guys were living together at this point.
Yeah. Couldn't handle seeing it. I couldn't handle the sweetest woman you would see, and I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the store. 20 minutes later, she's coming back a whole different person and very mean. And she's such a beautiful person. And it just turned for the worse. So I had to.
How?
It's just, you know, I think when you love someone so much and when you're on the ground begging them to stop, is it for me or for her? Is it for us? It's for everything, you know. And I seen like the train. It was like a train coming to us, and it was going to hit us no matter what. And I still tried to the very end. I begged so hard, you know. And within all that, I'm writing these songs for the album.
Yeah.
And it was beginning of the first part of the album is the love. It's just the beginning of the fire when you're meeting somebody and how magical it is, you know. And then you know, nothing's perfect, but then you deal with it and you deal with the loss. So when she left, my whole life left with it, you know. Your life leaves.
And she left during COVID.
Yeah, yeah. And when you're sitting at Thanksgiving,
Locked.
yeah.
I mean,
when you're sitting at Thanksgiving dinner by yourself, and your the love of your life is in the bedroom passed out, man, that's the moment, bro. And I knew that for whatever reason, God, this is what you're trying to show me something. I'm not sure what.
That was Thanksgiving 2020.
Yeah.
November 26, 2020.
Yeah. And then her moving out shortly after that and not seeing her anymore. It was a lot. It's deep, man.
Not seeing her anymore.
Yeah.
Decisions, no?
Yeah. You know, we live and we try. You know, after that, I had to go back to how to prepare myself from the
Of course.
situation. Yeah. So I was like, yo, what am I going to do? I mean, I seek therapists. I went to a therapist.
You know, going to a therapist helps, no?
Yeah, I did. It was one of the best things I did.
Instead of burdening your friends,
No. Yeah. And I also went to Al-Anon.
Okay.
I went to Al-Anon because I didn't know what these places were. Friends said, look, you should go to Al-Anon. It's a place that could help support you.
Yes.
So I got the knowledge that I needed for me, not for her. But at that time, I was thinking like, maybe I can get the tools to fix us. It was about fixing me. So during this whole experience, I'm writing this album. You know, when I first met my fiance or my ex-fiance, we were together. Everything was great, you know. But then, you know, trials and tribulations of life, and you write what's in your heart for me.
Yeah.
And I wrote it in the heartbreak. And I'm like, yo, come back.
So everything's on purple.
Yeah.
In the album.
It's all there. So you the beginning of the album is all love. It's fun. And then there's a twist, you know, and then you're dealing with the person and you're like dealing with like the heartache and like, yo, come back, you know, what can we do to fix this? And knowing like there's nothing more we can fix because that person or that situation, it is what it is, you know? But at the end of the album, there's a song called Thrive that I'm very proud of.
What's it about?
It's about surviving through it all. It's about, you know what, living in this life can get harder, trying to find the right way to go now. All I need is a little sign. Can anybody hear me? What's the use of learning from my mistakes if I never turn love and elevate? I know that it's going to get better, so I better not give up. And that is like my rocky moment. It's like, okay, you know, once again, you will survive this. Life happens no matter what. We all have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Purple is just my story at the moment.
You think you'll ever fall in love again?
Yeah. Because I have a heart. It's still beating.
You're no PTSD?
Nah, man. It was funny because I was in the studio right before I came here and just remembering like, yo, I remember when we were here and we recorded different things. But it's the grand experience of life. It has many twists and turns. It's multi-dimensional. It's how you deal with it. And to me, it's like, I know my worth.
This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok.
And doing it in the best way I can without being overly cocky, but just confident enough to like, look, when it's time for me to shine, I'm going to shine. But then when it's time to just chill, be you, be cool, And it's like with love, relationships, family, friendships, I want to do my best to be as purple as possible, loving. And that's where everything goes back to the love. With love, it's a beautiful, heartfelt, but it can be very hurtful too, all at the same time. And it's still good. You learn from it.
To the person watching this, and I again, like what I keep telling all my guests, if we can touch the heart of one person, you and I have done our job.
Yes.
That's all we need.
Yes.
Just one person can change the world, right? And what if that person's watching right now because of this episode and all? If there's this person watching who's unsure of himself or herself, who has all these excuses, all these pent-up anger, all the why me, the victim mentality, what can you advise this person?
Ooh. Stop being the victim. Stop pointing fingers. Yes, mom and dad should have been there. Your friends should have been there. Him or her didn't have to do you that way. But you know what? You're still here. You have an opportunity and you owe it to yourself to get up and do something about it. If it's a bad relationship, if you want a better job or better situation, no one's going to give you nothing. I don't care how pretty or cute you think you're, how many likes you have on Instagram. Get that out your head. That's not real. What's real is your feelings and coming to the point where you see yourself in the mirror and just being honest. Like, yo, do you want better? I want better. I'm going to do everything I can every single day to do something good. And it will add up. I promise you. So whoever's out there, no excuses, no ceilings. Just go for your heart, your dreams, and make yourself proud. Do it for you. Don't do it for your kids. Don't do it for mom and dad. Do it for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honore. Woo! Post links of his social media, also link to the Spotify link for Purple. We'll put it there. Support Honore.